In this Blasphemous II review, we'll be taking a look at the sequel to the 2019 title by The Game's Kitchen, a small but dedicated studio from Spain. Blasphemous II is an action platformer with strong Metroidvania origins and a very unique setting. Should you buy Blasphemous II? How does it compare to the original? Watch our video to find out. Blasphemous II is a sequel to the 2019 platformer Blasphemous and follows the story of the same protagonist, the Penitent One, in the same world. Much like the first title, obscure and convoluted lore surrounds each and every element of design and serves as fuel for a vague plot motivation. The locations you visit and the NPCs you meet are, however, entirely new, and if you spent time reading the descriptions of the items you find around the world, you will slowly uncover their stories and backgrounds. With a brutal but enticing world setting, and an introduction that gets to berserker levels of nonsensical, many would be fooled into thinking that the world of Blasphemous is incongruous, and the story a simple excuse for gameplay mechanics. This is a shame, as there's actually a significant amount of thought, world building and ingenuity behind the lore and the story design, and it deserves to be uncovered. Whilst I did find the narrative and the story itself to be somewhat clumsy, the depth of the world and its inhabitants kept bringing me back to try and tease out more details and lore about specific isolated instances, each little surprise reigniting my interest and deepening the mystique of the title. As an action platformer or Metroidvania, Blasphemous II follows familiar mechanics and uses common concepts to deliver a fun gaming experience. You'll jump around and kill enemies with different attacks, powers and weaknesses. You will find power-ups, key items and weapons that unlock further progression and exploration. The gameplay loop is simple: pick up your starting weapon, then defeat enemies to earn marks to upgrade its capabilities. Explore rooms and find special upgrade items for your health or passives for your overall character. Delve deeper and find hidden NPCs, learn magic spells, and continue ever forward in the maze of the map. The combat in Blasphemous II, in my opinion, has greatly improved from the original title. You'll be able to select a starting weapon from 3 unique archetypes: a balanced sword, a heavy ball and chain, or dual rapiers for speed and agility. As you play and defeat enemies, you will earn marks that can be used to unlock further powers and movesets for your chosen weapon. These add another level of depth to the game and improve traditional Metroidvania combat by enhancing features such as parry, riposte, and allowing you to perform powerful chained combos and follow-up moves. You will find special magic spells that can be used to devastate enemies, but the cost is high at the start of the game, and if you die often, you will eventually find yourself unable to cast these spells until you spend money by absolving your guild. Later on, magic becomes a core part of the gameplay, as it becomes easier to gain further to cast spells, and you obtain very powerful spells later on. Overall, the combat mechanics of Blasphemous II are fun. It's not at the level of Sultan Sacrifice or Death's Gambit, but it's fun if you care to delve into the mechanics and explore how to best use each weapon and counter each specific enemy type, of which there's a decent variety and not all of them feel entirely cheap. Your initial choice of weapon will also determine your first steps into the world, as each weapon is used to interact with the environment to unlock new areas. Some areas you will need 2 types of weapons in order to explore, and others need 3 types. So the first task for all players will be to find another weapon or other weapons and add them to your arsenal. Following that, players will have to discover new traversal abilities to progress through the game. The game provides some simple guidance as to where these are located by marking the first 3 boss objectives and the weapons that are found nearby them. But on your way to these markers, you might find an intriguing room or a shortcut and discover strange items that you must bring back to the town and have a best guess as to who in the town may be interested in them. Discovering each NPC and their function is a big element of entertainment in this game, as you feel as if your exploration is truly helping you piece together a puzzle of why, how, and when of what's going on. This can be very rewarding if you can be attentive to detail. You may enter a room in the field and find a random NPC that needs a specific item. The game won't exactly tell you what this item is, or that you have to find it, but if you do and bring it back to the NPC, you'll obtain a reward. Returning to this room later will also give you a completely different 180-degree perspective of what you just witnessed. Bring your reward to a third NPC and unlock a special item, and on it goes. Blasphemous II has a very unique design that has been well realised, and delivers the artistic direction of the game in an uncompromising manner. This daring approach to design can have its fallbacks, mainly in that the excessively baroque feel of the world can make the player numb to the world itself due to the constant bombardment of complex symbolism. Graphically, the game is pixel focused and as such is not setting any new technological records. This can be an issue for some, but the overall feel of the game is well situated for its design, and it adds to the nostalgia feel of those who enjoyed Castlevania or any other retro Metroidvania titles. Performance-wise, I have run into no issues whatsoever when playing. There has not been one crash or bug, no save or progression issues, no missed frames or slow loading screens, but I did run into some controller issues on the PC version, namely the map not popping up for its supposed key and some slowness when swapping weapons that can make platforming sections a bit tricky. Audio-wise, the game gives a basic serviceable score, albeit a forgettable one. This is not the main focus of the game, and I do appreciate it's actually well suited for the setting they have chosen, but you should not expect to have the soundtrack of this game on your wish list. Blasphemous II has a rather extensive map that will take many hours to fully explore unassisted. It's a very skill-based game, and this will make your game time vary greatly, but I think it's safe to assume you have at least 30 hours of content to get through. A super completionist unassisted playthrough where you explore every corner and read every item will give you more than that, but you may lose interest or it may become a bit too overbearing to keep up with the world and its bizarre inhabitants. This makes the $30 price tag, and at the time of this video there were actually some discounts, so you can get it for about 25 USD. The price is a very good point for the game, as it would come to around 1 USD per hour of fun, and these are hours of actually engaging in intriguing Metroidvania exploration. Blasphemous II is a complex game that eases you into many secrets with promises of simplicity, only to enthrall you with its mysteries and feed you an obsessive need to see just one more room. With fun and engaging combat mechanics and very rewarding exploration and puzzles, it is a great improvement over its predecessor that proves that small and dedicated studios can and should focus their efforts on passion projects. Blasphemous II is a fun and a reward-driven Metroidvania that is sure to please series fans, and is a good entry point for any platform action gamers looking for explorative gameplay. While not groundbreaking in any specific aspect, Blasphemous II gives an excellent amount of gameplay for a very good price and is thus well worth its value.